I still think about this night more often than I want to admit. I'm 27 now, and I was around 14 when it happened. At the time, I didn't realize how close things had come to going very wrong. My parents had gone out of town for the night, leaving me alone at home. This wasn't the first time I'd been alone, but it was the first time I'd be completely by myself overnight. They locked up, reminded me not to open the door for anyone, and left around sunset. At first, it felt exciting. The house was quiet in a way it never was when everyone was home. I ordered food, watched random videos, and enjoyed having the living room to myself. But as it got later, that excitement slowly turned into unease. The house started making sounds I wasn't used to noticing: pipes ticking, the AC kicking on, the occasional creak from upstairs. I tried to ignore it. Around midnight, I went to my room and started playing games on my console with headphones on. It helped distract me, and for a while I forgot I was alone. Eventually, my controller battery died, and I took the headphones off. That's when I heard it. It was a sound coming from downstairs. Not loud, just a soft, dull noise, like something being shifted or lightly bumped. I froze, listening. I told myself it was probably the house settling, or maybe I hadn't turned something off properly. But then I heard it again. This time, it sounded more deliberate, like footsteps, slow and careful. My first thought was that one of my parents had come back early, but there was no sound of keys, no door opening, no voices. I checked my phone, no messages, no missed calls. I quietly stood up and cracked my bedroom door open, just enough to look into the hallway. The lights were off, and the house felt unnaturally still. I listened again, my heart pounding so hard I was worried someone could hear it. Then I heard a drawer open downstairs. That was the moment fear completely took over. I locked my bedroom door, knowing full well the lock was flimsy and mostly symbolic. I grabbed my phone, but the signal was weak and my battery was nearly dead. I didn't want to turn on the flashlight or make any noise. I didn't know what else to do, so I hid. My room had a small storage space built into the wall, barely big enough to sit in. I squeezed myself inside, pulled the door closed as quietly as possible, and held my breath. I could hear my own heartbeat echoing in my ears. Minutes passed, or maybe seconds. Time didn't feel real anymore. Then I heard footsteps on the stairs. They were slow, deliberate, and heavy enough that I could hear the floorboards reacting to each step. Whoever it was wasn't trying to be silent anymore. They walked down the hallway, stopping occasionally, like they were checking rooms. When the footsteps reached my door, they paused. I felt sick. The handle rattled once. Then again. The door opened. I could hear someone moving around my room, touching things, shifting objects, opening drawers. I remember staring at the thin crack of light beneath the storage door, convinced it would swing open at any second. I don't know how long they stayed. It felt endless. At one point, I heard something being dragged across the floor. I clenched my hand so hard my nails dug into my skin. Eventually, the footsteps moved away. I stayed hidden long after the house went quiet again. I didn't move. I didn't breathe deeply. I was terrified that if I made a sound, Whoever it was would come back. Sometime later, maybe an hour, maybe more, I heard the front door slam shut. I waited even longer before finally coming out. The house was a mess. Drawers open, cabinets empty. My parents' bedroom had been completely searched. A few electronics were gone. Someone had been inside our home while I was hiding just a few feet away. When my parents came back early the next morning, the police were already there. They told us it was likely someone who had been watching the house and noticed no one was home. They never caught them. Even now, years later, I still think about how close that person was, how easily the door could have opened, how quiet I had to stay to survive that night. To this day, I can't sleep comfortably in a house alone. And every time I hear footsteps where there shouldn't be any, I'm right back in that storage space, waiting for the door to open.